Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney, a guy who wants to make the law make sense on YouTube. I wanted to get this out quickly because I have just seen the fact that Murdaugh's lawyers have filed a motion asking for a new trial on the basis of misconduct by the circuit clerk. And before anybody panics and worries about Alex getting out of jail in the near future, I wouldn't do that. And the reason I wouldn't panic is because there are a lot of hurdles they have to jump through before they even get a new trial. And even if they get a new trial, he stays in prison because he's going to plead guilty to a number of other things that he's also done. In fact, he has no choice but to plead guilty to them since he admitted the crimes during the murder trial. The gestalt of the motion is that the circuit clerk tampered with the jury by questioning a juror, telling jurors supposedly not to believe anything that Mr. Murdaugh said, which I can hardly believe that any of those jurors needed to be told that. That was fairly self-evident just listening to Murdaugh talk. But at any rate, the judge has to determine whether there is probable cause to hold a hearing, first of all. Now, the problem with that is that a jury's verdict cannot be impeached with extrinsic evidence. In fact, here's why you don't need to worry too much about it. Inquiry into the validity of verdict or indictment. Upon an inquiry into the validity of a verdict or indictment, a juror may not testify as to any matter or statement occurring during the course of the jury's deliberations or to the effect of anything upon that or any other juror's mind or emotions as influencing the juror to assent to or dissent from the verdict or indictment or concerning the juror's mental processes in connection therewith, except that a juror may testify on the question whether extraneous prejudicial information was improperly brought to the jury's attention or whether any outside influence improperly brought to bear upon any juror. Nor may a juror's affidavit or evidence or any statement by the juror concerning a matter about which a juror would be precluded from testifying be received for these purposes. So what does this mean? What it means is that while the jurors could testify, the only person who had any issue with what went on at trial was a juror who was removed because there was information that came to the attention of the court that she might have been prejudiced by some information that was given to her by an ex-husband. In order to preserve a good jury, you sometimes have to take out people even on questionable things, and although the defense objected strenuously, the judge, in his discretion, found that this lady might be a wild card and might give him a reason to appeal, so he took her out. Now the allegation is that the circuit clerk pressured her and did other things that were improper. You always have to remember that a lot of what goes on here is designed to generate public relations. Whether or not they actually have the evidence that will come in a court of law and actually nail this down is, to be fair, it's possible, but I doubt very seriously if it's likely. The judge has discretion as to whether or not to conduct an evidentiary hearing. There is a case in South Carolina, State v. Tucker. You can look it up on the internet. It's a 2018 case, and in that situation, the defendant challenged the fact that a juror had a close relationship with one of the witnesses. The only problem for him was that he really couldn't sustain his burden of proof, and as a result, the judge refused to hold an evidentiary hearing, and the Court of Appeals said, nah, sorry guys, you don't get another pass at this just because you think something might have gone on. So again, don't panic, nothing to worry about. There isn't anything to worry about until such time as the court grants the motion for a new trial. And then if he grants the motion for a new trial, it's right back where we started from. And again, even if we go right back to where we started from, there's a pretty good chance that Mr. Murdaugh is going to probably plead guilty at some point, simply because I don't think he has any other choice. But again, we'll see what happens. Anyway, don't worry about it. Don't panic. Wanted to get this out there. Have a great night. Catch me down here next time.
If
If you like this video, here are a few others you might try, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a terrific day, guys.